All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're tackling the one big question that's on pretty much everyone's mind. Is AI coming for my job? We're going to slice through all the noise and the hype to break down what's really going on and how it's going to shape your career in the next decade. Let's get into it.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. Is my job safe? With AI showing up in everything from our phones to our cars, it's totally normal to be asking yourself that. In this explainer, we're going to give you a really clear framework for understanding what the data and the analysis actually say about AI's impact in the real world.
Now, you might think that non-technical jobs are the first ones on the chopping block, but that's not the whole story, not even close. Even highly technical roles are being transformed as we speak. Take junior software developers. AI tools are already writing perfectly good code and automating all that boring, tedious debugging work.
And it's not just the tech world, not by a long shot. Traditional professions are seeing these massive shifts. For accountants, AI-powered systems are now automating things like financial reporting and data entry, tasks that used to be the absolute bread and butter of the job. And look, this isn't some far-off prediction. This is happening right now.
Okay, but what about creative jobs? Surely those are safe, right? Well, not entirely. Generative AI can now create these absolutely stunning visuals from just a simple sentence, which is completely shaking up the day-to-day work of a graphic designer.
And finally, even skilled knowledge work isn't immune. Think about paralegals. AI is now handling complex legal research, sifting through thousands of documents in seconds, tasks that used to take a human hours and hours to do. So the big takeaway here? This isn't just about one or two jobs. This is a massive wave of change hitting pretty much everywhere.
So is AI a threat to your job? The answer isn't a simple yes or no. Honestly, it's much more interesting than that. Over the next few minutes, we're going to give you a way to think about this, a framework to see not just the risks, but, and this is the important part, the huge opportunities that are opening up because of this.
To really get what's going on, we first have to look at how AI is changing the world of work. This isn't about some sci-fi robot showing up and plopping down in your office chair. It's something much more fundamental. It's a shift in the very tasks that make up our jobs.
So what are we actually talking about here? At its heart, AI disruption is pretty simple. AI is getting crazy good at any task that is routine, predictable, and based on a pattern. Think about a developer who can now have an AI write all that basic boilerplate code, or an office worker who no longer has to do mind-numbing data entry. The AI takes care of the repetitive stuff, which can either free up the human for more creative work, or, in some cases, it could replace that part of the job entirely.
And this brings us to a really important idea: job risk. It's not black and white. It's not just safe or unsafe. It's way more like a spectrum, and where a job falls on that spectrum depends on how many of its core tasks are routine and predictable.
Okay, so check out this timeline. It breaks down the risk into 3 stages. Right now, in the next 2 years, jobs that are super heavy on repetitive tasks, we're talking basic data entry, simple customer service, they're facing imminent risk. Then you look out 3 to 6 years, and roles like accounting, maybe even some design work, they're going to have to seriously adapt to stay ahead. And then, 7+ years out, even the most complex jobs are going to evolve as humans and AI really start working together like true partners.
And this table, it shows you this exact pattern playing out in totally different fields. Look at the QA tester on the left and a copywriter on the right. In both jobs, the AI is automating the routine stuff, like checking for visual bugs or spitting out first drafts of ad copy. And in both cases, the human's role shifts. It moves up, away from the repetitive work and towards high-level strategy, creativity, and solving complex problems. See the pattern? It's the same story everywhere.
Okay, I know. So far, this might sound a little intimidating, but this is where the story takes a turn. Because understanding what AI can't do isn't just a fun fact. It's actually the key to figuring out where we, as humans, have the ultimate long-lasting advantage in the future of work.
Look, AI is unbelievable at pattern recognition. It can scan billions of images or texts and create something new that perfectly fits the pattern. But humans, we have something AI just doesn't. True creativity. True intentionality. We don't just generate, we create with purpose, with a point of view, with emotion. AI can generate endless options, but a human creates with soul.
And it's the same thing with ethics. An AI can crunch numbers all day long, but it has absolutely no clue what's right or wrong, fair or unfair. It's called the value alignment problem. The machine can't decide what's just. That takes ethical judgment, and that is a uniquely human skill.
Plus, there are some pretty big real-world roadblocks here. Take a look at this number, 1,287 megawatt hours. That's the mind-boggling amount of energy it took to train just one major AI model, GPT-3. The sheer cost, the massive data centers, and the energy required means we are a long, long way from some kind of total automation. So knowing all this, knowing AI's limits and our own unique strengths, how do we turn this into an actual plan? This is not about sitting back and just waiting to see what happens. No way! This is about getting proactive right now and building a career that's designed for this new reality.
Okay, so your game plan really boils down to 3 big moves. First, get really good at working with AI. Treat it like the world's smartest intern. Learn to give it great instructions. Second, double down on all the stuff AI stinks at. Creativity, critical thinking, leading a team, emotional intelligence. And third, start aiming for jobs in industries where that uniquely human touch is absolutely essential.
So what does that actually look like? Well, here are just a few awesome examples of where things are headed. An AI ethicist, someone who literally helps align AI with human values. Or an AI human teaming manager, whose job is to figure out how people and smart machines can work together best. These aren't just job titles. These are whole new careers popping up right at that exciting sweet spot between high-tech and uniquely human skills. And that really brings us to the most important point of all. The future isn't some battle of humans versus machines. The winners in this new world won't be the ones fighting AI. They'll be the ones who learn to command it as a tool that amplifies their own intelligence and their own creativity.
So, that's what we want to leave you with. This whole thing isn't just about a technology shift. It's a personal one. Take a good, hard look at your own job, your own skills. What are the routine parts that you could maybe hand over to an AI? And what are the uniquely human, strategic skills you could double down on? The question isn't, is AI coming for my job? The real question is, how will you make AI your tool?
And remember, please subscribe to Jass's Classroom.